The new topic is different constraints. These constraints ensure database integrity, thus are sometimes are called database constraints. A few of them are unique, primary key, default, check. First one is unique constraint. This constraint ensures that no two rows have same values in the specified columns. For example, create table employee parenthesis. Here we are giving to name to the column, that is E code. Data type integer. Now here we define the unique constant, that is execute this command. Our table is created. Unique constant applied on E code. Here of the employee table. Ensure that no two rows have same value of E code. Let's check this. Select asterisk from table name employee. Execute it. Here are table E code. Second one is primary key. This constant declares a column as a primary key of the table. This constant is similar to the unique constant. The primary key cannot allow null values. Thus, this constant must be applied to the columns declared as not null. Let's see an example. First, we have to create table. Table name is employee. Column name E code. Data type integer. Here first we have to define the first constant, that is not null. Now we have defined here primary key because we have to make this column as a primary key. And we have done. Execute the command. Now our table is created where E code is acting as a primary key. Now moving to our third, that is default constant. A default value can be specified for a column using the default clause. When user does not enter any value for a column, if that column having a default value, then automatically default value is inserted in the field. Now let's see an example. First of all, we have to create a table. Write command, create table, table name employee, E code, integer, primary key, ename, character, size 30, not null, gender, not null. Now the last column is grade. Data type character, size 4. Now we are going to give a default value for this column name grade. Write command default, value E1. That's it. We have done it. Let's execute this command. Yeah, our command is completely execute. According to above command, if no value is provided for grade, for this column name grade, the default value E1 will be entered, which we define here. One more thing I want to tell you here, that is insertion of null as a default value is possible only if the column definition permits, and not null column cannot have null as a default. One last thing and important, a column have only one default value. Now moving to another constant, that is check constant. This constant limit value that can be inserted into a columns of the table. Let's see the example of check constant. We have already created a table name employee, where eCode is the primary key and grade have a value, default value E1. Now we create one more column, that is gross, data type decimal. Here we are going to check the gross, where gross is greater than 2000. Write command check brackets gross is more than 2000. Here we apply the check constant on the column gross. This statement ensures that the value inserted for the gross must be greater than 2000.